Hello, everyone. Glad that you stopped by. Um, I was just kind of thinking about where I left off at the other day um, with the Gen X dating video. Um, and I guess I should make myself a little more clear. That's probably my fault. Um, and what I'm talking about is from, you know, 1980, maybe I would say maybe even 1985, and going from I did go from 45 up. So, you know, so anybody from 1985, I would think, would probably know what I'm kind of discussing. And this particular video, if you want to watch, it's fine. It's great. I don't, whatever. But this topic is for people that live through this era, not somebody that's Gen Z or even a young millennial or younger, because they'll not get anything from this other than maybe they've heard their parents talk about it or something, because obviously I made a post on the last video because of a guy. How it is what it is. Just gonna have it. But when I'm sitting and I'm being honest, and that's what you're going to get if you watch me, or you watch anything that has anything to do with me. Or you see my face on here. There's things that's you can absolutely 100% guarantee. When I tell you something, I'm telling it because that's the way I see it, or where I come from with it, or in this aspect of dating pre 85 or 285, or from the 64 or whatever starting of Gen X, but cut off at 85 for early millennials. I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's right. My math got screwed up there, so that'll happen too when you get older. It takes you a minute to figure some those things out sometimes. But it was just funny because the guy come on here was looking for answers at 29 years old. Huh? You didn't? I mean, it said in two places, in the description and the caption, that it was from 45 up. How would that even do you any good? You're watching something wanting answers. You're not going to get them from me, because I don't have the answers for you young guys. All I can say is I'm sorry, because it's terrible for you, and I feel for you. But what I did in my past, I was honest, and I never misled no one. I'm not in the misleading business. And while we're talking about that, because it seems to be there's a little thing going around where people are having you come on here and buy coffees or anything. I'm going to tell you, don't buy me nothing. If you ever see anything with my face on it asking for money, report that crap, because I can tell you right now, that ain't me. That is not me. I don't want anything from anyone. I'm not doing any Amazon wish list. Buy me a cup of coffee. One, I can't stand coffee. You that do, good, drink away. But this guy was talking about me misleading people, or misleading him. I don't know what he was talking about really. But another thing, that I didn't. I said at the very end that I might go in to something else, and because he was like, I was hoping for something that you were going to say, or maybe you was going to come out with, or something. You said you had something you was going to. Well, I said I might. It was kind of personal, and it is personal. But since I've already mentioned it in my words, I might as well go ahead and say it. Before I met my ex-wife, I was dating a young lady, and we had a 7-month-old child we already knew that it was a boy, and she passed away. So that was the end of that. Both of them, they couldn't save him either. So, and that's another reason why I never had kids. That's another reason why I never pursued anything else, really, because this is the personal part. I didn't really want to bring it up ever on here. I just didn't see any point in it. But since I already wrote it out, I went ahead and just explained that, because it's just a part of your life. It's 34, 35 years ago. I kind of just want to leave it there. I don't really mind saying it, but I really wasn't going to say it now. But the post was so negative about something that it didn't have anything to do with. I would have had a son that was older than this cat. By 5+ years. So, and if anybody on here is my age, a lot of you folks have probably got children from anywhere from 40 down to that. Some of you probably had grandchildren even, I'm sure. And, I can't talk about something that I don't know. When I talk about a dating scenario, it's from my era. And it's because I stopped pretty much dating 10 years ago. Except for every now and again, a girl that I have known, a lady, I should say, she's not a girl anymore, I've known for probably right at 30 years, I would say. We just go out to eat every now and then. Maybe grab a movie at my house, her house, or something, and just hang out. We enjoy each other's company because we've known each other for so long, and have so much in common outside of anything else. So we don't date. It's not a date. It's just a session. We just get together, and from time to time, it might be once a month, it might be twice a month, it might be once every other month. We talk on a regular basis, and if she needs my help some way, she knows that I will help her. Or if I need help, she'll help me. She's taking me to a doctor's appointment to get a procedure done that I needed her to drive me, and she did, no problem. You need people like that in your life. So I just wanted to make this video kind of about this and be kind of short. But folks, I have absolutely zero ambition of coming on here to get anything from anyone. If you want to watch something that you see, I would greatly appreciate it. But I don't want any money. I'm not going to set up anything. And if YouTube, my eye still just went to the doctor again today to get some more medicine. Still hasn't cleared up. But if YouTube tries to make me do some kind of fun, I'm not going to do it. I do this because I want to do it. I don't do it because for money. I don't make no money. Just had a guy yesterday that I actually watched some. But I always had this really funny feeling about him, that it just, something just didn't sit right with me. I'm really good on being, when you've been self-employed basically your whole life, you learn to read people really quick, because if you don't, you're going to get got quick and bad. So, and this guy's, I guess, from my state, just in the very western part, which is 4+ hours away. But he done some terrible things, and he's lost a lot of viewers, and I'm sure he's probably going to lose his account. And if you've seen it, you'll know who it is. And I'm not going to make no statement about him, because I have no idea what it's all about, other than what I've seen posted. You know, if he did that, and this is what it's about, then he deserves whatever he gets. And if not, then, you know, some people have to do some apologizing. But I would think it's probably true, because evidence is right there. You can look it up and see it. But anyway, I watched a couple of his videos and the begging stuff, and almost the guy went from last year, started his account sometime in 2025, and he was 171,000 people, and he was blasting videos every day. But he was reading off a script. He was sitting here, as soon as he come on, he just started reading off a script. If you're going to read something to me off a script, I can read it myself. To me, this is what it's supposed to be about, is coming on and talking to people, bringing up something that people are interested in, or maybe just want to hear somebody talk about something that they live. And I try to do that with food. I'm going to have a video coming with our quality of food too, that I actually did a reaction video of, sort of, but I really didn't want to do them. But to show this, I have to. And but it's very incisive, and you'll see if you've watched any of my videos about what I do, and that is raising beef cattle and things of that nature, then you'll get a lot out of this from what I've posted. And just the other day, I think Sunday, I posted something about this very thing, about meat and how it was done in our country versus what's been sent over here from Argentina, that's on a boat for 7+ days. But that'd be another video. But folks, if you ever see anything that's outside of what I just said about somebody asking for money or anything, there's nothing in my link. I don't want any money. If you want to watch my video, great, man. That'll be someday down the road or something. And I do this, that if I was going to do this for money, I'd be doing something else for money, not this. You know, I do okay outside of this. I'm certainly not rich. I'm certainly not, you know, living the best high life, but I'm all right compared to a lot of other people. I'm doing good. And if there's anything I can do for someone, be happy to do it. You know, it's a crazy world we live in, folks. And that's another thing with back to the dating. That's why our dating culture is so just messed up. I don't think it'll ever be anything again. Certainly not like it was when any of us grew up that's 50 and up, because we had great time to grow up in. It was simple and it was great. And I don't care what anybody says. I know I had a great time. And it was honest. And it was something that whoever you met or whatever, they was on board with whatever you were on board with. And that you just met people. That's just how it was. I can't really explain it. It was just, it's so different compared to now. And you just met people wherever you met them. It didn't have to be any certain place. It didn't have to be a bar. It didn't have to be anybody. You could just meet somebody walking down the street. Or you could see somebody that you knew years ago and be like, hey, what's up? How you been? This thing, you know, might be going out or something. You never know. It's happened. It's happened to me. Golly, I was on vacation in Florida one time and ran into somebody that literally didn't live but a couple miles from me. And here I am in the pool, man. A friend of mine we was there, and this is a long time ago. And I heard my name. Well, when you're out someplace, you know, like that, you think somebody, when you have a name of David, that's as almost common name as you can get. And they're calling your name, you don't pay any attention. And all of a sudden, you know, they got my attention. And then the rest of the vacation, we all hung out. I mean, it was crazy to see somebody there that literally got there one day prior to us. That is crazy. It really is. You never know who you're going to see. You never know. So, but folks, I will tell you. You know, I'll probably do another dating video, but I'm going to make sure, absolutely positively sure, that it's going to be for who it's designed to be for. And anybody comments outside that, they can comment on. This one hit me the wrong way because it said I used people and that I was an angry person then, and I'm angry now. Trust me, I'm the furthest thing from being angry. If you've seen me angry, you wouldn't want to see me on here. No. Plus, as a part of my life I gave up a long time ago, you have to just roll with it, guys. Now, if you get angry now, you're going to stay angry every day. So, you better grow up and learn how to deal with things if you do, because life's going to get you really good. And the more you do it or let it bother you, the more it's going to do it. So I thought about it for a whole night before I responded back to this guy, which it doesn't matter. But you know, it was unnecessary. What I should have done, I should have just ignored it or removed it and went on. But when he brought up and said, what's your secret that you're holding back to say or whatever, I guess that just hit me the wrong way, I guess, at the wrong time. Because I've thought about it for a while, and I really wasn't going to say anything about it. But I did. So there it is. And people are looking people up, and you should. People that you watch on here, you should look them up and see who you're following or listening to or anything like that. Because you don't want to listen to somebody that's a sketchy person or a liar. You know, you don't want to do that. Or I don't. You get enough of that out in your own life. You don't need to come on here and spend time, your spare time, watching somebody do this, and they're nothing but a liar. But check people out, really. If you decide you're going to watch more of their stuff, go check them out and see. And, you know, everybody's got some kind of past. But I can tell you this. My past, I've never had one ticket in my life. DUI or any other kind. And as far as anything going on, nothing. I don't care who checks me out. I could care less. or I wouldn't have even said it. So we all have a past of some kind that we're not proud of, or something in our life. Except mine just wasn't captured on any kind of video or anything like that, because if you're my age, you grew up, we're glad we didn't have video cameras flying in our face everywhere, because there'd been some crazy things to be seen there, especially when I was growing up. But folks, 20 minutes, I'm going to cut off, and thanks for, if you clicked on this and watched. It's just a video trying to catch up with what was going on here and let you know from me. And I appreciate it, and certainly do appreciate anyone. I don't care if it's 5 people, 2 people, 3 people, or 100 or 1,000. I appreciate it. Thanks. God bless. Have a good evening.